Hello, my amazing rebel. DNA, power DNA activations. Hi, I'm Anita, I'm a brilliance activator, and I'm all about DNA today and how activating your DNA unlocks your greatness and brilliance. So, let me explain what this really is about in somewhat human language. What we mean with energetic DNA, well, you know what DNA is, right? It's the building blocks of the body. It's what is called the carbon-based DNA. But then we have energetic DNA, and this is basically who you are, your personality, your abilities, your greatness, your brilliance. Because that's not all in your brain, my friends. We're talking about personality that has been somewhat difficult for science to truly explain where is or how is formed. But our energetic DNA has very, very much to do with this. How it has got deactivated or why it is not functioning right now is basically found in ancient history that I'm not going to dive deeply into now because that's very, metaphysical and spiritual and, beyond the scope of this video. But to cut it short, a lot of shit has happened that basically act as frequency jammers, blocking you from operating at a frequency at your full potential, okay? And spiritual people often refer to these frequency jammers as seals, and there are a lot of names for different seals that are within our consciousness, blocking our frequency and abilities, such as the Jehovah's seals, the 7 Jehovah's seals that are usually the first ones that are dissolved. Spiritual people often refer to these frequency jammers also as vows and oaths and contracts that you have made in other lifetimes. And let me explain a little bit what this is all about, because everything about this is basically you making a decision in some lifetime or making this contract in some lifetime. But this is the reason I do not want to use the term seal, because that implies that something is put in you without your consent, which it isn't. And because nothing is ever outside of you, nothing. Your power is always within. But what happens is, as with everything in life, when we do something that we regret, that we're not proud of, we punish ourselves. We subconsciously make a decision that we're not worthy of whatever it is that we don't feel worthy of. You know this. Perhaps you stole something and you feel so bad about it that you don't allow yourself to, feel abundant or feel wealthy or prosperous or whatever. Perhaps you had an affair and you regret it and you somehow feel that you're not worthy of having a faithful partner or, a solid relationship. This. There's all kinds of bullshit that has been going on. We are old souls. We are old souls, and all of us have had many lifetimes. And some more than others, and we carry a lot of bullshit in our consciousness from other lifetimes. So These are the seals, the oaths and contracts and vows that we are talking about. You know, I'm simplifying things a lot, but this is basically what it is all about. And then we also have like ancestral karma, and that is very much genetic as well, as we carry at genetic level bullshit and trauma from previous generations. So this is all within your consciousness, and this is all blocking your or holding your frequency down and limiting your potential, holding your potential down. So this is a very simplified version of what frequency jammers really are all about, and we all have them. All of us that are living on earth right now, we have these frequency jammers in place. If you have been following me for a while, you know I have been talking about that we are entering a new era where collective consciousness on earth has been elevating, and the frequencies available to us have been elevating, and so have new methods become available to us that allow us, that enable us. This is not new, but this is kind of opened up for more people than before. New methods allowing us to release this at a much faster rate than ever before, to release to make this available for more people than ever before. You know, before, such drastic personal development, we're talking about, this is basically a shift in personal development and personal growth. And before, this would have taken years and years and years and years and years. You know, the 10-year trip up into a cave in the Himalayas to, you know, search for yourself kind of thing. Now we can do this in a matter of weeks and months. What took people before years and years and years to work on within themselves, within their consciousness, to reach this level of self-growth and to reach this level of consciousnness where you unlock your potentiality and your brilliance and your greatness. And now we have these powerful methods available to us. We can like, boom, do this seemingly in an instant. This is so fucking awesome. Okay, continuing with the story of DNA activations. Power DNA activation, the foundation to activating your DNA, is to remove all these frequency jammers. Because, okay, let me tell you, there are a lot of people, if you Google DNA activations, you will get, you know, probably a dozen YouTube videos and websites and yada 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 that claim all kinds of shit, you know, like watch this image for 30 seconds and activate 2 million strands. Yeah, right. I mean, the power is so ridiculous that you would disintegrate in a minute. You would just burn up in ashes if you would activate 2 million DNA strands like this in 30 seconds watching an image. It's bullshit. YouTube videos claiming to activate, you know, 12 strands, 48 strands, or whatever strands, it's bullshit. Because if you have these frequency jammers in place, all these seals and oaths and vows and contracts, your DNA cannot get activated. What is happening is that what you feel is you feel all this influx of energy. That's it. It's simply influx of energy. Nothing gets activated. Okay? You need to clear this bullshit. So what I do when I work with you in Power DNA activations is that I begin removing all of the collective shit, okay? The ancestral shit, the karmic shit, everything needs to go. And I don't work, many do work like, you know, they provide packages of activate 12 strands, for example. And what that usually includes is removing certain amount of seals, for a certain amount of frequency jammers. And you know, only the very specific frequency jammers that need to go so you can activate the first 12 strands. I don't work like this. I remove every fucking thing. Why, you know, why pick out only the 7 Jehovah's seals when you can remove everything? You know, it's ridiculous. So what I do, I remove the whole lot. And what we do is that we work with your high self in terms of how many strands it's in your highest and best good to activate at any given time. Because this is, to be absolutely honest, this is a bit of a strain on the body, but I have been practicing, and Liz and I have been looking into methods in making this easier on the body, in preparing the body to make such instant shifts. Because what is happening within your body is that you are taking in more light energy. You are taking in higher frequencies, and your body needs to adjust, your cells need to adjust, and there is a detoxification process that gets triggered. Your body kind of flushes out toxins and flushes out energy that, you know, isn't aligned with what you are activating. Because you're taking your consciousness, you're kind of boom, you're bumping it up. It's not gradual. When you do it gradual through traditional personal development, your body doesn't feel it. But when you take this jump in, you know, elevate your consciousness in this jump, then your body will feel it. But as I have gone through this process myself, I have also developed methods to make this easier on the body. So it's kind of like just the regular detox, and not like, oh, you know, you're done dying. To be honest, I usually feel like I'm kind of hungover. That's but the first strands that I was activating for myself, I was sick, you know, I was throwing up. I'm just telling you like it is. I was throwing up. I was making myself sick because I had yet to learn how to make this easier on my body. It was, in hindsight, it was kind of funny, but don't worry. I have developed smoother methods, or more specifically, methods that support your body in, you know, in aligning all your energetic body, so, you know, ease the friction. Okay, we have been talking about removing all the shit, activation, what you experience as a result of this activation. Yes, I lost where I was at. The initial activation is guided by your high self. You know, we consult with your high self. Your high self, you know, guides the number of strands to be activated at any given time. Because what we have yet left to clear after this initial activation, usually, sometimes we're only talking about the first 12 before we have to continue clearing. I'll get to that. Sometimes the first 48 come in right away. Okay, because what is left to clear, this is interesting, this you're going to love, are your life lessons. Yes, and this, my friend, the reason why we cannot just clear this out with all of the other shit, you know, in a one fell swoop, is because these are your life lessons, and you need a conscious understanding of what is going on. You cannot release any frequency jammers that are tied with your life lessons. Okay, and this is what we work on separately, and this is what I refer to as personal seals or personal hardened seals, because what this basically is that in some lifetime you did something horrible and you made it and you regretted it. When you died, you regretted the whole thing and are going, oh, I'm never going to allow myself to be happy again or in a good relationship, or, you know, whatever that, you know, went on in that lifetime. And this has been bugging you. This is all of the shit in your life that you cannot seem to resolve no matter what you do. I'm telling you, this is the juicy thing about activating your DNA. I'm not kidding you. I'm talking about instant shifts. I wasn't bullshitting you. You know, this is okay, let me take an example. Like, you always seem to attract shitty partners, okay? This is the thing. There is a life lesson in there for you. Or you always seem to how can I put it? Business-wise, yes, business-wise, there are a lot of things business-wise in terms of, let's say you were greedy. Let's say that in some lifetime you were, you know, awfully greedy and you basically killed people for money, and then when you were, you know, at your deathbed, you were all like, oh, and I was so horrible killing all of these people, and you were so afraid of going to hell that you were like, no, I'm going to promise never to have any money and give my all my money away to the poor, you know. It's something like that, you know. I'm just making up stories, but it is, in my experience, it is not unusual that our major life lessons are, I would say, on average 3, that we, you know, have on average 3 major life lessons. And usually we only clear 1 in 1 session, because this is, you know, this is deep work, and you need some space to integrate and allow your body and allow your consciousness to align with it. This is big, okay? These are such big shifts, We're talking about shit that you might even have, you know, talked about for years, and nothing happens, and gone to therapy and coaching and leadership coaching and yada, and nothing changed. And we can remove it like poof after we have, you know, cleared all the collective shit and activated your first batch of strands. Then we can resolve your life lessons. Should I snap our fingers once again? This is fucking awesome. This is awesome work. And when we have cleared, you know, a big thing like a life lesson, then you will have made space for more strands to drop in, or more, you know, activations. You see, you always have to release what it is that is jamming your consciousness, that is jamming your frequency, to allow higher energy to drop in, higher frequencies, and to shift your consciousness up. So this is not only about activating your potential, your brilliance, your greatness. This is about getting everything that is in the way out. It's clearing every shit. telling you, I love this. I love this fucking work. This is like taking everything that I have ever learned in, psychology and leadership coaching and just kind of condensing it into, boom, we're doing this in such a short time. Because when we have gone through this process, when we have activated your DNA and up to a point where we have unlocked your potential, where we have unlocked your greatness, your brilliance, then working on activating your brilliance and your legacy and developing your greatness, creating your greatness, it becomes so much easier. This is amazing. I don't have words for this. Okay. What you can expect as a result of having activated your energetic DNA, what this really does. It's somewhat difficult to explain in words because this is relatively new, and this is experience, and the experience is so different. It's like nothing else. It's like condensing personal development. It's like condensing personal growth from like 5 years into a month, 10 years into 6 months. You see? It's taking personal growth, your growth, wisdom, and like boom, condensing it and making such big shifts in growth and consciousness. The initial effects that you will feel, that you will experience, is that one, you will, now I'm not going to count to one, you will connect with your intuition at a much deeper level than you have ever experienced before. This strong connection with your inner knowing. And your metaphysical senses will open up. Access to your spirit guides and whatever beings that you might want to work with, that opens up as well. You will realize that what was confusing before suddenly isn't, because you see much more clearly what is right for you and what's not. You shift from sabotaging your success, from sabotaging what it is that you truly want to create. You stop doing that. And what I mean by that, because we don't want to admit, we don't even want to see that we sabotage our own success. I mean, who would? Well, not consciously anyway. What I'm talking about is that instead of needing to will your way into eating healthy, you eat what is best for you. Instead of willing your way into following all kinds of fad and specific diets that are basically, one form of putting restrictions on you, you don't. You do what is best for you. And for some, that means to have wine and eat steak and blah blah blah, do whatever the fuck you want to do, basically, because any and all restrictions in terms of whatever, diet, health, fitness, work, love, whatever, is not in your highest and best good. Okay, let's continue. Fitness, exercise. instead of overdoing it, you know, pushing yourself, willing yourself into some shit, or, you know, not taking care of yourself, you do what is best for you. And not only that, you will see results for whatever fitness level that you want much, much faster than before. Much faster. Because your body is working with you. You are not working against your body. When you work with your body, you reach your fitness goals much faster than before. Okay, immediate effects. You become healthier. You become healthier. You look better. I'm kidding. Immediate effects. All your decision making becomes easier because you have this inner knowing of what you truly want and what is best for you, even though uncertainty levels are very, 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 very extremely high, as is always when we are, you know, high level and powerful in our work. You know. It's like taking the risk level of everything and kind of pushing it down because you know. Okay, immediate effects. Now I'm thinking. Happier. You will be happier. You will feel happier. You will feel more fulfilled, more content, more at ease. Happier, content, more at ease. You will be more productive. Because even though you will shift from this need to, let's face it, we're powerful people, okay? And all of us have in common this inner drive, this relentless inner drive that when we are not connected to ourselves and our highest good and our high selves, we push ourselves too far because our drive, our fire is such. So, but what happens as a result of activating your DNA is that you work smarter, not harder, okay? You put much, much more power into what you do and you take the right actions instead of doing everything, you know? Yeah, it's working harder, working smarter with much, much more power instead of working harder with more force. That's kind of the old paradigm. So you basically have more free time and yet work in a much more powerful way. That kind of sums up what I remember at the top of my head that you will experience as an immediate result of activating your DNA. But to sum it up, it is taking personal development, which is all about self-actualization, to, if I am to use a spiritual term, to embody your high self. To embody your high self is to reach a place, to reach a level of self-awareness where you stop operating from wounding or fear or a need to prove yourself or people pleasing or blah 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 blah, or any kind of self-imposed limitations, and to be as powerful, as brilliant as you truly are. This is limitlessness, my friend. This is limitlessness, because high self, your high self, is your potential. Your high self is your potential, free from any shitfucks, free from any bullshit that you carry in your consciousness. So personal development, leadership coaching, or whatever name that we choose for our work, for our self-growth, the end goal is always that, is self-actualization, to embody your high self. And that is what we do by activating your energetic DNA. That's what activating your energetic DNA is all about. It is to take the rigorous hard work that personal development has been and kind of boom, condensing it with very, very powerful methods that burn through bullshit instantly and reveal the big life lessons that you need to look at. That's what activating your DNA is all about. And yes, of course, there will be huge realizations that aren't very comfortable. Of course, because what happens is that it's like the veil is lifted. It's like, boom. The curtains are yanked off or open, yanked open. And you see what you have done in the past. You see in what way, it's like light bulb moment. You see in what way you have been holding yourself down. You see in what way you have been compromising your greatness and your brilliance. And that, my friend, isn't always comfortable. Guts of steel. Guts of steel, my friend. I'm not telling you that it's all going to be blissful and a bed of roses. Well, if we include the thorns, then yes. But any experience is a matter of perspective. Any experience is a matter of perspective. You can make a decision to, find everything awful. Or you can realize that when we have activated, whatever many strands, you know that you will feel discomfort. But that's not because everything is, turning to shit in your life. That's simply because you are seeing what you didn't see before, and it will pass in hours, or at least a day. This is what Power DNA Activations is all about. And when you do this with me, as I said, I will never ever offer you packages of activating a certain number of strands, because I do things all the way. I go all in. I go all in on nothing at all. Okay? So this process takes about a month to go through. Given that you go all in with me, that we do this together and we just dive in and we complete, Complete, that's not a very good word. Because as your consciousness elevates, so does your ability to hold more light. We honestly don't know. No one knows how many energetic DNA strands we are able to hold or are able to activate. No one knows at this point in time. Anyway, this journey is about a month, and we do what needs to get done. The initial session where we are burning through, the majority of the bullshit, all of the collective shit, it's about 90 minutes, 2 hours, this first session, and the first initial activation, there could be 12 strands, could be more, depends on your higher self. After that, we meet for shorter sessions, 45 minutes, 60 minutes at a time, and how many, well, that depends. And we are in constant contact through all the process, because shifts start immediately, and you will realize such a profound shift in 1 month in only 1 month. I cannot even begin to describe it for you. This is what I do with all of my one-on-one clients. This is the basic requirement for activating your brilliance. That is to activate your DNA. And this is a basic requirement to being able to hold the power activations that come after that. When we start activating your power and your brilliance and your greatness. This is only the first step. But I realize that not all of you are going for brilliance, going for greatness. So it's so very important. It's so very important that we get this out, because this is available to us. This is freedom, my friend. This is freedom. This is freedom. So I decided to make this available to you, that even though you're not planning on world domination like I am. Kidding. So anyway, this is why I wanted to make the Power DNA activations as a solo journey with me. A month-long journey, all in, deep dive. No need to set up a meeting. If this is calling you, if you're like, oh, I want this, you can just click the link and we can begin as early as late this week perhaps. You can begin right now. You see? All of this someday, yeah, might be, or later, or blah, 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 fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. Why? Why do you want to keep yourself at a place that is uncomfortable? Why? Month after month after month after month, when this is available to you. This is available to you. Anything that is telling you someday or wait or next week, believe me, my friend, it is bullshit. Bullshit in your subconscious. It is subconscious resistance to your own brilliance, to your own greatness, creating the very shitfuck in your life that you want to get rid of. Do this, my friend. Click the link and let's do this. Love you to bits, and I can't wait to hear from you.